Tired of chewy beef and dull stir fries? Today I'm sharing the secrets of a tender, flavorful beef and onion stir fry. This stir fry will have your family asking for seconds every time. I'll guide you through simple techniques and tips to make sure that your beef is perfectly juicy. This is a perfect weeknight meal. It gets a delicious dish on your table without any hassle. So let's dive in and make this Chinese classic your new family favorite. Here is what we will need. Beef tender, spring onions, garlic, a large yellow or white onion. Let's start with the beef. I have here a piece of chuck tender, but you can use any kind of beef you like. I'm using chuck tender here as it is a cheaper cut of beef, and it's also a great opportunity to show you how to tenderize a tougher cut of beef. If you're using chuck tender like me, you will need to do some cleaning up. Take a look at the beef. Remove the outer white membrane, as this is really tough. My piece of beef is quite well trimmed, and it does not have much of this white membrane on the outside, except for this little bit here. Slice it off slowly and carefully. Try not to cut off too much meat, as beef is really expensive. When slicing the beef, take a look at the grain of the beef. You can see that the grain runs this way. You would need to slice across the grain, so that each fiber is shorter in each slice of beef, and therefore more tender. This is a big piece of beef, so I'm going to cut it in half along the grain first. Then slice it against the grain. Slice the beef into about 3 mm thick slices, but you can slice it thicker or thinner according to your preference. It can be difficult to slice beef into thin slices if it is too soft. To solve this problem, you may want to put the beef in the freezer for 20 to 30 minutes to make it a little harder and therefore easier to slice. Most of the time, you will find this white connective tissue running between the muscle. We will need to remove this as well, as this is also very tough. Once you have sliced the beef, let's marinate it. This is light soy sauce, dark soy sauce, oyster sauce, sugar, a few dashes of white pepper, baking soda, give all this a good mix and make sure that all the slices of beef are coated with the seasoning. Okay, I'm going to use my hands here. I want to make sure that every slice of beef gets some tender loving from the baking soda. This next step is called da soy in Cantonese, where we infuse the beef with water to make it even more juicy after stir frying. Add in the beef and massage aggressively. Keep mixing until all the water has been absorbed. Then, add in more water and keep massaging it again. Again, till all the water has been absorbed. You would know that all the water has been absorbed when there's no water left at the bottom of the bowl. Next, add in the corn flour and give all this a good mix. Lastly, pour in some cooking oil and sesame oil. The oil will help keep the pieces of beef separated, protect it from the heat, and prevent it from drying up. The sesame oil will also give it that rich, nutty flavor. Set the beef aside and let it marinate for about 20 minutes while we prepare the other ingredients. For the green onions, separate the green onions into its white and green parts. Cut the white parts into half lengthwise. Then cut them into about 2 inches. Cut the green parts into about 2-inch sections as well. For the garlic, give it a rough chop. For the onions, cut them into wedges. Separate the onions into its individual slices. This will make it a lot easier and a lot faster to stir fry than trying to separate it in the wok itself. To stir fry, put your pan over a medium heat. And when the pan is hot, put in some oil. When the oil is hot, add in the white parts of the green onions and the onion slices. Fry them just enough to get rid of the rawness until it's fragrant. This should take about 30 seconds or so. Do not fry the onions for too long because we want to maintain some of its crunchiness. Next, if your pan is large enough, push the onions aside. Add in a little more oil if needed. Then put in the beef. If your pan is too small, remove the onions before frying the beef. Spread the beef out in one layer at the bottom of the pan. Leave the beef alone and let it fry for about 30 seconds to 1 minute. The pan looks a bit dry here, so I'm adding a little bit more oil. When the bottom of the beef turns a lighter shade of color, add in the garlic. Give it a good toss. By adding the garlic at this time, there's less chance of it getting burned. If you have removed your onions earlier, this is a good time to put your onions back into the pan. Next, pour in some Chinese cooking wine along the sides of the pan. The heat of the pan will sizzle the rice wine and bring out its aroma. This will make the dish a lot more fragrant. Next, let's put in the seasoning. Soy sauce, oyster sauce, and some water. I would usually add cornstarch slurry here to thicken up the sauce. But since we have marinated the beef with cornstarch, we will just need to add water. Continue to fry this till the sauce has thickened. Turn off the heat, add in the green parts of the green onions. Give it one final toss. Taste and adjust for seasoning. If it is the way you like it to be, we are done. This is how you make tender beef and onion stir fry. If you enjoyed this recipe and you want more easy to make dishes, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so that you will not miss out. Click here to see more delicious recipes that will make your weeknight dinners a breeze. Until next time, Happy cooking!